Welcome back, beautiful souls. This is Annie Henderson. I'm a life coach here in North Texas, and let's dive right into the new year and starting off. Whether it's the new year, a new quarter, a new month, a new season, a new week, a new day, being intentional with how you approach these things will be a game changer. As you may have noticed, New Year's resolutions have gotten kind of a bad rap. People don't set them anymore, or if they do, they're known for being broken within the first few weeks of the new year. So, how can we change that? If we don't want the same outcome year after year of setting a goal and then breaking it. As my pastor said on Sunday, it's a New Year's resolution, not a new month or a new week, meaning if you mess up, it's okay. You can keep going. You can have that intention for the year. So if your goal is to be healthier, if you make some unhealthy choices at the beginning of the year, whether it's boundary-wise or healthy food choices, you still have time to course correct and choose again throughout the year. So realizing that, not putting so much pressure and perfectionism onto these resolutions or goals or intentions. Now, some people choose a word for the year. 1 year for me, years back when I got a divorce, it was the word brave. And I'm pointing to my wrist where you can't really see, but there is a white ink tattoo there, meant for only me. So it's barely visible, but it's brave in Hebrew, I think. So last year, my words were ripple effect. I wanted to have this deep and lasting impact on others that would then impact other people in their lives or even other generations. I still want to seek that for the rest just of my coaching goal. So what is it that you want, and what is the why behind it? Because that is very important. So right now I'm about to start 75 Hard with some others. A group of us are holding each other accountable. And that challenge is kind of notorious for being no excuses, no exceptions. Now, I've tried it before. I tried it last year. I think I made it into day 20-something before I messed up, and then it was over. Meaning, for that 75 Hard, if you miss one of the things to do, so there's working out 2 times a day for 45 minutes. One of them has to be outside. Drinking a gallon of water a day. Reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book. Taking a progress picture. There's something else. Choosing a diet, whether it says strict. It could be intermittent fasting. It could be giving up sugar or sodas or whatever it is to make healthier choices. There's also another one that adds in meditation, which I will definitely be doing. So this year, as I'm starting off, if I mess up, if something happens to come up, right, because we're for progress, not perfection, I'm going to continue on. Because in April, I will be getting married. Super excited. So I have a why. I have a deadline approaching for myself. So realizing what's your why. I have also some whys and goals around when my kiddo graduates. So there's like a time limit for that. With some of my clients, we've been going over creating goal lists. So goals for, yes, this year, but also 3 years, 5 years, 10 years into the future. Because sometimes we overestimate what we can do in 1 year and underestimate what we can do in 10 years. So really getting that vision in our head, because some of us, and let me know in the comments if this is you, have a hard time thinking about what we do want. You might have a great grasp on, I don't want this. This is what I don't want. I don't want this, and I don't want this, and I don't want this. And we have a hard time because we haven't done that. There's a quote that says, worry is a misuse of your imagination. So if you excel at thinking about all the things you don't want, you have been doing that. You have been misusing your imagination. So I want to urge you, I want to encourage you. What can you imagine? What can you picture? Have you ever played the lotto game? Like, oof, if I won the lotto, what would I do? Where would I go? I am engaged to a financial advisor. So anytime we play that game, she's like, I would invest. I'm like, okay, let's say you invested. What else? So play around with this. If this is out of your wheelhouse, reach out to me. You can sign up for some one-on-one consultation call or coaching with me. So you have somebody, accountability partner, someone to encourage you and cheer you on as you make these shifts and changes. Because what I'm telling you is, if you choose to focus on the negatives, what you can't do, what you're so afraid of, and you do not let your brain and your imagination ponder what could be, what possibilities lie in wait in 2024 and beyond, if you're just approaching the year with fear, that's where your focus is. So I'm going to give you some options today, and I would love to hear back from you. You can pick one of these options, or you can do them all. If you're my overachievers, or just want to spread them out and give yourself some homework, I encourage you to do them all, just because they tap into different things. So I've already mentioned writing down goals for the next 10 years. So the activity is write down 50 goals. Now, some of you might immediately have been overwhelmed and thinking, oh my gosh. But the 50, think of that number as in, I can write down anything. So just as an example, because they could be little bitty goals, they could be big, massive goals. They could be goals you were already on your way to accomplish. So like, mine's like marry Sam. Check, I get to do that this year. That's an easy one. Relearn how to play piano and cello. Those are it for me. Learn French, such a beautiful language. That's on there for me, right? Get in my best physical health. That's a this year goal. Piano and cello, that's like maybe a 3-year goal. I need to practice up to those. Different financial goals. Visit all 7 continents. That's a 10-year goal for me. I would love to be able to do that. Learn to fly a plane or a helicopter or something like that. So those are big, massive goals. Get more organized. Have a monthly massage. So there's some things that are now goals and some that are far off. But just have fun with it. Play around with it. What my goals are, you might not be interested in the least. So have fun. Play around. Take a cooking class. That's another one of mine. Take a dancing class. That's another one of mine. So just get playful with it and see what comes up. If you end up at 40, don't stress yourself. Be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had 40 in me. Don't judge yourself for not getting to that 50. And you can always add to it. This can be a list that's ongoing. Another activity that you can do to start off this year is a vision board. Canva is one free app or site that you can use to create one. If you go into Canva and type in vision board, it'll come up with some examples, and you can kind of pick one and then trade out your own pictures or images. If you have questions about that, let me know in the comments, and maybe I could make a whole video just on that as well. But you can also search, and there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to do those. And what you do is you, again, take some of those goals and put them in a visual form. So if you want it to be a new vision board every year or an ongoing one, you could fill a bunch of those 50 and put it in one. Or you could say, okay, I'm going to put all of the 1-year goals into here and have it a visual. Save a digital version on my phone, put it in the bathroom, in my office, wherever I can have it and see it to remind me of what my why is, what my goals are. So things that you can put on your vision board, it could be travel, right? It could be a heart symbolizing love, right? Because sometimes we know who that person is, and sometimes it's unknown, right? If there's adventure, if there's fitness, if you want to be an author, different things that you can put, and you could put your own pictures. You could just make a list. There's such a variety. So that is another example of something that you can do to help focus your mind. What do you think so far? Let me know in the comments if you've ever done a vision board before. Let me know in the comments. If you already have a goal list and you want to share some exciting ones or some that you've already checked off, let us know so we can cheer you on in the comments. Thank you for coming back and joining me as we start off this year together. How are we going to make this year even better than last? What lessons do we want to take from last year into now, right? Because there's a quote that says, what you resist persists. So if there was a lesson that was trying to get your attention last year and you've been ignoring it, it's going to come back around. Whether it's you had a relationship and now that same thing's going to rise up in a new relationship because you haven't worked on people pleasing or boundaries or healthy communication, or you've been too fearful to speak your truth. That opportunity is going to come around again. So if there's a lesson we can bring from last year and pull it into this year, let's do that. So we don't have the confusion or heartache from that previous lesson and how it felt. What ahas and lessons did we already learn from that we're like, okay, I'm going to put this into place so I can continue to move forward. And again, if you need help, if you need to sign up with a therapist or a life coach like myself, the great thing about being a life coach is I can help you whether you're in another country, another continent, another state. So sometimes we can be in these bubbles where we look locally and maybe we don't like the options. Maybe we've tried some and we just don't connect, right? It needs to be a good relationship and connection. Just because someone is the closest to you doesn't mean they're always going to be the good fit. So if you're not connecting with me right now, that is totally okay. There are so many out there. Just know that that is an option. Looking for someone who suits you, that gets you, that you feel safe with. I hope this was helpful. Come join us again next Monday. Follow and hit that notification button. If you haven't joined us over on Facebook or TikTok, come join us Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Central over on TikTok. We have great conversations around people pleasing, coming out later in life, boundaries, and all things kind of humorous as well. See you there.